When it comes to sleep, a lot of people are talking about sleep routines, morning routines, supplements, melatonin, etc. I don't see a lot of people talking about things like snoring and sleep apnea. A lot of us know that snoring is quite common, and it's one of these things where we just kind of like laugh it off or we're annoyed by it, but we don't really understand the severity of what's occurring when someone is snoring, especially quite loudly. And then sleep apnea itself, you literally stop breathing. Now I have experienced a severe case of sleep apnea where I stopped breathing 71 times an hour. I did the whole sleep test study and everything. And I even remember from like a young age, a friend of mine, his mother called me on it before I had any idea what sleep apnea was. And it really plagues your life. Like, you wake up and you have these symptoms. You're groggy, you feel like garbage, you fall asleep during the day, your blood glucose is all over the place, your inflammation is high, you have slow wound healing, all these symptoms. And you look, okay, is it my gut? Is it my adrenals? Is it thyroid? Everything. And then we look at, okay, well, obviously like I'm tired, so I need to improve my sleep quality. So once again, we start taking sleep supplements. And in the past, when I had my sleep apnea, the more sleep supplements I took, the worse I felt, because it would put me into a deeper sleep, allowing that sleep apnea to become worse. Now, you have forms like where you literally have the collapsing of the esophagus, so that's like your inflammatory form, but then there also are central nervous systems forms. That's where you essentially, from what I've gathered, is the brain forgets to breathe kind of idea. So when we have these situations, we're looking at all these other avenues, but we're not stopping to think, okay, what's happening during their sleep? So you can, like, obviously, like, your partner can tell you if you're snoring or have sleep apnea. Some people don't really understand what's happening though. So for myself, what my epiphany is I used to work the drilling rigs and I was sharing a room with my driller, and he had filmed me having an episode, and it was like one of the scariest things I've ever witnessed. My chest would like collapse in. I was struggling to breathe for, it was well over 30 plus seconds, and it was like white as a ghost. And then all of a sudden, when I was able to get that air, it was like the loudest snoring possible, and it was just struggling. My arms were flailing, and this was all occurring during my sleep. So it was a really scary moment for me, and that was like, okay, I really need to do something about this. So sometimes we don't see what's going on, but you can take these tests, or like I said, snoring is quite obvious. Some of the things that I personally use, so Breathe Right strips can help. I like to use the clear ones because the brown ones or whatever, the more heavy duty, tend to like, they can rip your skin. So use the clear ones. They have like these snore guards, they're like mouthpieces, things like that. Like, you just have to experiment and find what works best for you. Obviously, if you have sleep apnea, you want to go to a sleep clinic and get the CPAP machine or a BiPAP, depending on who you are and what they diagnose. Mouth taping is kind of a common trend now. I do mouth tape, but I use one that has like a little slit in the middle. So for whatever reason, if your nasal passages become congested or something, you can at least still have somewhere to breathe, because there were some periods where I was taping my mouth without the slit and I would wake up feeling worse. So then I found these ones on Amazon. If anyone's interested, I can put a link, and they have a slit in the middle so you can breathe through that. I don't really recommend using the full tape due to that reason. I even go to the extreme lengths of, I wear a backpack to sleep, because if I end up on my back, that is where I get sleep apnea and snoring. So this backpack contains a foam roller and a yoga block, and you can laugh at all you want. My sleep quality has significantly improved because now I stay on my side. I tried the whole pregnancy pillow thing. I tried body pillows, etc., and they didn't help. I just pushed them away. Where the backpack, I'm strapped in, it ain't going anywhere, but it works really, really well. So there are extreme lengths like that to consider, but realistically, as awkward as this sounds, you could film yourself to see what's happening, or go to your doctor, talk about a referral to a sleep clinic, and you can take home a machine and they test you. They attach sensors to your fingers and everything. It might be a little uncomfortable, but it could save your life, because if you look at the death rate from things like sleep apnea, it's quite high. So your overall quality in life could improve if we focus on things like what happens during your sleep. Another thing too is work your abdominals. Do things like TVA crunches off of a stability ball, but working your abdominals goes a long way for your breathing. Same with practicing nasal breathing during the day. One way you could practice this is chewing gum, as long as you're not like a, kind of chewer. That will force you to breathe through your nose, or just practice and take deep breaths in through your stomach and exhale slowly. And the more you practice your breathing, that will apply to what's happening in your sleep, and you can hopefully avoid situations like snoring and sleep apnea and just all around feel better.